As soon as I joined Meadowhall, there was clearly a challenge in terms of communicating with our retailers. We've got almost 300 retailers within the centre. Of those retailers, only 80% of them were actually contactable via email. So we were missing a large chunk of managers that we just struggled to engage with. We've never had an opportunity to talk to the actual retail staff on site. So we've always relied on the store manager to cascade that information to his team or her team. Whereas with Mallcomm, it gave us the solution all in one pocket, really, which was fantastic. We've been running now for nearly 8 weeks, and we've got just over 3,500 users. So we're now talking with 80% of our retailers already within an 8-week period.
The app is very easy to use, and therefore staff will use it. Everybody's always checking the phone every 30 seconds. Because that's what everybody does these days. It's instantaneous communication, instantaneous gratification. If it's on there, they see it, they can use it. It's useful to them, they will use it. If it's easy, it's sorted, it's done. Quite a lot of traditional communication, people have got to think about it. They've got to remember to go there to pick a voucher up, or they've got to remember to take the voucher with them. This cuts all that out, and it's so easy, and it is of the age, really.
We're working with McDonald's now, which is a first for us as a centre in terms of working with their central marketing team. So McDonald's now are sending us electronic vouchers, which we're uploading into Mallcomm, and they're seeing redemption rates of around 250 a day, which is phenomenal, even in McDonald's driving their business. The other thing we do is we have a very open dialogue with our retailers here. So we share with them openly how the centre's performing in terms of sales and footfall. And this platform, again, I guess promotes that openness even further to say, look, we'll tell you how we're getting on. We've got nothing to hide. But I guess as retail has evolved over the last few years, most retail businesses now actually promote the fact they want their managers to have more of a business view rather than an individual store view. So what Mallcomm does is it allows that to happen very, very seamlessly. So that store manager understands the number of customers coming in today. They understand how their sales are performing against perhaps some of their peers within their group. They understand what events are coming up which may benefit their trade or maybe sometimes hinder trade, and therefore how they may counteract that.
I'm so excited about the basis of this and, quite frankly, the cost effectiveness of it, because it's a lot cheaper than any other system I've seen that can do anything like this.
The store manager previously would receive communication from us, and we would ask very politely that that communication was cascaded through the whole of their team. But you've got managers on site that have got 400 to 500 staff. So simply taking that communication and putting it on a notice board isn't really that effective. Whereas now we're almost saying to the retailer, we'll do it for you. As long as you promote our app, let us talk to your staff and we'll ensure that you can use that time more effectively for something else. It is about the cost savings, but it's more about the quality of the communication as well. So what we were doing before was we had no gauge on whether what we were sending out was actually hitting the right person or being read. Whereas using the content management system within the app, we now know who's reading what, when they're reading it, what device they read it on. So again, we can be very cute in understanding those stores that perhaps aren't engaging with us, and therefore we can go and have a more personal conversation with them and try and understand what we can do more to maybe engage with them better. Quite recently we've had Body Shop saying they're expecting trade to be down over the weekend because we were expecting some particularly good weather, so they decided to put an offer onto the app. And again, that had 900 people read it within the first 45 minutes of it being uploaded. So it's an amazing relationship that it's starting to create now of really how we help retailers drive their own sales and their performance.
Communication is key to everything. Communication, knowledge is power. You don't know something, you can't act on it. And it does annoy me that people don't put communication at the forefront of everything.
We knew the product was in good shape, but we were keen to work with somebody that was willing to take on our ideas and work with us and develop the product further. It's adapting and evolving all the time, which is really exciting, and there's a lot more to come in the future.
It's an enhancement to communication. Cost effectiveness wise, it's a minimal amount of money to spend, and it is most definitely an enhancement. Value for money, return on investment, they're all major pluses. So if anybody needs any other reasons, they're silly.